In this video, I'm gonna share my experiences with the Luminar 4.3 post-processing application. Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto. I'm a photographer and a Lumix ambassador from Helsinki, Finland. And in this video, I'm gonna share my experiences with the Luminar 4.3 post-processing application. And I have bought this software with my own money, so this is not a paid promotion or anything. But I do have some affiliate links down below, just in case you wish to purchase some of the products I mention in this video after you have seen this video. And also remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and tap the bell down there so you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. The reason to buy the Luminar 4.3 for me was a video that a good friend, Peter Fusgaard, made some weeks ago. He said so many good things about the Luminar 4.3 that I decided to buy it and try it and see if it can even replace Adobe Lightroom for me. I've been a Lightroom user since the beginning. And I think Adobe's photography plan is a pretty good deal. You pay 10 or is it 12 dollars a month and you get both Lightroom and Photoshop and some cloud storage and some other smaller goodies as well. But it is a subscription plan and many people resent that. And I totally get it. If Adobe all of a sudden decides to increase the price, then I'm stuck. I either pay or stop using their products. And that's why I'm always looking for options that could replace Lightroom in the future if something dramatic happens, like a major price increase. The Luminar 4.3 is a one-time purchase. You pay once and the application is yours till the end. And that certainly is appealing, and of course you also save a good amount of money over the years. And the title of this video is kind of clickbaitish, but there's a reason for it, and you'll find out if you stay with me until the end of this video. The user interface of the Luminar 4.3 is really simple looking, and it's easy to get started even without reading any instructions or watching any tutorials. And the basic approach is a little bit different from, for example, Lightroom. Luminar wants everything to be really easy for you, and it offers you right away at the start a lot of so-called looks, which are like presets, so you can get started with your image processing right away, and you don't have to think so much about how you want your pictures to look, because the application offers you quite a few options, and you probably find a suitable starting point right there. And I understand it's a major problem for many photographers, especially amateurs, that when they open up their pictures in any post-processing application, they don't quite know what to do. They are not sure how they want their pictures to look. And this is where Luminar is very strong. It offers you these looks, and you probably find a suitable look there instead of trying to work with some sliders that you don't quite know what to do with. And then you can fine-tune those looks with only one slider, and in most cases I think you're gonna find that just sufficient and you're happy with the end result. But if you want to go deeper into your image editing, there are plenty of options for raw processing, and you can manually move the sliders the way you want and get the look you want. But the basic approach is that it should be easy for you to get started and get the look you want with a minimal amount of work. And there are also many other features and special effects that you can use to make your pictures stand out even more. There's the already famous sky replacement, which works really well. It's not perfect, but it works really well, and it's not really my thing, but it looks like many people appreciate it a lot. And especially if you're into real estate photography, for example, you can really easily swap the sky and make the picture look more appealing, and that more appealing picture is more likely to sell the target or whatever it's called. But there are also many other special effects for landscapes, portraits, and all kinds of subjects and shooting situations. And all those are really easy to use, but almost every effect also has an advanced mode that offers more controls to fine-tune the effect to your liking. I think the major upsides with the Luminar 4.3 are that it's so easy to approach and so easy to get started with. And you don't really have to know much to process your raw files and get some really good looking results. And once you learn more over time, then you can use the manual controls to get the specific look that you want if you wish to do so. But some of those Luminar's built-in looks are so good that maybe you never need to use those manual sliders. But nothing is perfect, of course, and there are a couple of downsides too. And the first is the archiving capabilities or features. For example, the keywording lags behind Adobe Lightroom. But you can get around it somehow by making albums and renaming those albums by your location or subject or whatever. It's not quite the same as keywording, but that might be sufficient for you. And the other downside is that there are no built-in lens profiles. And I think that's a bit of an oversight because most mirrorless systems rely on in-camera lens corrections. And if your post-processing application does not have those built-in lens profiles, you're gonna have to manually correct at least the distortions when you process your raw files. JPEGs, of course, are already corrected in camera. And you don't have to do it to every photograph because there are many photos where the distortions don't show up, but then some pictures are gonna look pretty wild if you don't correct the distortions at least. And while it's not a major task, but it's one extra step that you have to do at least with some pictures. And I also wish the Luminar 4.3 was a little bit faster. Now I have to wait a few seconds every time I want to see the full size or full resolution preview. And if I only process a couple of pictures, then it's not a big deal. But if I have to process several dozens of pictures, then those seconds to process the full-size preview, they add up, and it can be sometimes a bit frustrating to wait for the full resolution preview to appear. But all in all, I think the Luminar 4.3 is a feature-rich and versatile and pretty good post-processing application. And there are so many features that at least I'm never gonna need all of those, and I'm pretty sure you're not gonna need all those features either. But I think it's better to have a couple of extra features than miss a couple of features that you would like to have. And also the Luminar 4.3 is not going to replace Lightroom for me, at least for now. And even though I think the Luminar 4.3 is a pretty decent application, I can't even recommend it to you at the moment, and here's the reason. And the reason is the Luminar AI. It's a completely new application from Luminar, and it's gonna be released towards the end of this year. And Luminar promises even simpler workflow and more AI-driven features that should make your post-processing even more effortless and simpler and faster. And according to Luminar, the new Luminar AI is going to have those built-in lens profiles that are missing from the Luminar 4.3. And that is a really good news, at least to me. And I have affiliate links down below for both the Luminar 4.3 and the Luminar AI. The Luminar 4.3, like I said, is probably not worth buying anymore, but if you need it right now, it's still a good application, and if you need it right now, go ahead and hit the link down below. And I'm certainly going to get the Luminar AI as soon as possible because I really want to see what it can do and if it can make my post-processing work much easier or save a lot of time for me. So if you wish to purchase or pre-order the Luminar AI, please hit the link down below. It's an affiliate link, and if you use that, you'll help my channel at the same time. Thanks again for joining in, and I'll see you in the next one.